Nice fish. Yes. Drain pipe bass. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to that Kentuckessee Angler Show. I got a special one for y'all today. We're going on a little rainy day fishing adventure. We're gonna hit a couple different spots and try out a brand new rod I just got out the tube yesterday. So we're gonna be working with the Handing M1 today. I've never owned a Handing rod before. As soon as I got it out the tube, I was attracted to it. It's a very eye-catching rod. It's aesthetically pleasing. It felt light, it felt well balanced. We're gonna see how she performs on the water, catch a few fish, hit a couple different spots, and then wrap it all up with a solid review of her. So bear with me while I dial in this reel for maximum castability out here. I just spooled this up with 10-pound fluorocarbon. We're rated for 10 to 17 pound. Lure wise, it's a quarter to an ounce. We're gonna be working a variety of finesse paddle tails. At least that's how we're starting out with, though. I did bring a lot of baits. We'll tie on a few different things, see how this rod works with them. This is gonna be somewhere in the ballpark of 8 grams, maybe just shy of that, maybe just more. I'm not 100% sure, I can't quite remember. However, it's a quarter-ounce jig head on a 3-inch spark shad. I like the color of that. We'll probably throw on a Rapala in a little bit for a slightly finessier size. It's been raining for nearly 2 weeks straight. If you can't tell by our clarity, this is a pretty good area when it comes to rain. However, I mean, this water's just crazy mudded up. There's a lot of cover out here that these fish are probably gonna be clinging to. There's also features like this. This is a little man-made kayak launch. It's gonna give these fish some relief from the current. There's also a couple instances of clarity, so we'll cast around there too. I wanna get this reel all ready to fling it though. And I'll tell you right now, this rod has a great load up. It casts very, very well for a 6'6", medium fast action rod. We're getting some mega distance, and this reel is set very conservatively. It's very tight right now, but we'll try to get that magic number to where we can actually fling them break wise. Oh, fish on, man, and a decent one. All right, come on over. That's right where I thought they'd be hiding. A beautiful fish, man. Thank you for being our first today. Well, there we go, guys. An absolutely gorgeous largie, thick, healthy, got that strong red eye gene, and just a major confidence booster for me. I'm seeing something jump out there right now, so we're gonna get her back in. Thank you so much for biting. First fish of the day, christened the rod. All right, I'm gonna let you go right here. Thanks for biting. All right, let's see if we can pull another one out. Another fish. That's what I'm talking about. Nearly back to back. Smaller, a lot smaller. What's up, buddy? Thanks for biting. Just a itty bitty little largie. That's nearly 2 in a row. Well, there we go. Look at that. From a nice big thick one to an itty bitty baby. Thanks for biting, girl. Oops, sorry about that. Should be all right. So the minute I cast in this little area, I felt like a bump on my bait. I couldn't tell if I was banging into debris or if it was smaller fish that couldn't get the bait in their mouth, but I think we have our answer. Little areas like this are gonna be our saving grace today. So I'm not counting on any fish to come to me today. I'm not gonna sit and babysit that spot, though I do think we're gonna be able to catch more there. We're gonna give it an hour or so, let it revive and go hit some areas that are somewhat similar. My goodness, man, look at all that water. This area is just flooded out. So we're coming up on a spot too, tiny little pond. Oh shoot, man. Just scared everything in here. Bird just swooped down. Hey, that's a good sign, man. That's a sign of life in here. Half the time this area is not even holding. Or at least I can't catch them out of it. Fish on. Oh yeah. Dude, decent. chasing. Yes. Yes. All right, he's not huge, but it's something. Awesome, man. So there we go. Another beautiful little dink out of our pond. If he's in here this size, that means there's more of them for sure. There's probably some bigger ones too. Thanks for biting, buddy. Right on, man. So we did switch up to that gold-bladed 1/4 ounce rooster tail. I figure if there's ever a time to throw it, it's right now. So this is really on the lighter end of the spectrum. Though it is a 1/4 ounce. What was that? Who's that? Though it is a 1/4 ounce. Totally just lost my train of thought. Oh, they actually weigh like 8 grams. A lot of people don't factor in the blade. So I just saw a really nice blow up down here. Had to be an easy 2-pounder. That's what we need today. Fish on. Nice fish. Right under that log. I just had my drag really loose. It seems decent though. Yeah, a little better. Oh, come on. That's a crappie. Oh my gosh, look at her. Look at her. That was a slab of a crappie. I don't know how well that showed up. Oh, man, that's a real shame. She dove right down into that cover. Got me hung up on a log. Another one. Tiny. Oh no. Dude, that's a mega loss on a day like this where the bite's tough. I mean, we're figuring it out. She dove down and got me hung up, pinned, and then she wiggled her way off. Fish out. There we go, another one. Try to be as sneaky as possible. I mean, they're not huge, but fish is fish in these kind of conditions. Another little guy. I'll let you go right here, okay? So the pond has been kind to us. We're jumping right now. We're going to the other side of this pipe. So it lets out right over there. We're gonna take kind of a stealthy approach. It's somewhat sheltered from the main current. I did tie on a black tube, so we're changing up baits as well. Let's go get some bass on. So typically I stand in that launch, but I think this pipe is where the fish are going to be. You can almost see the clarity of that pond getting sucked through there. This water is muckier, it's more stained. Are you kidding me? How am I even stuck on that thing? There's like nothing to get stuck on, dude. What kind of nonsense is that? Oh. You gotta be joking me. Oh, I got a fish on. Oh no, man. It's a nice one. It's a log. Oh, you're freaking kidding me. Oh my God, it's a giant drum and we're stuck in a tree. Okay. That is a big drum, dude. How am I even gonna do this? Okay. Well, I guess I was right about this area. Oh, man. I barely had him hooked. Look at the size of that. I'll tell you what, dude. Can't control nature, weird stuff like this, but I just love when it works out in my favor. There we go, guys. Look at the size of that drum. Absolutely gorgeous. A freaking tank, dude. The rod handled it well. Very, very weird situation right there. I don't even really know what to say about that one. Probably one of the crazier catches of my life, but very pretty fish. We're gonna get her back in. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the size of that drum. She's a tank, man. Just where I thought she'd be sitting. Didn't catch her in the way I thought I'd catch her, but we got her on that black tube. I'm gonna let her go over here so we can continue to fish that area once I somehow get my bait out of that tree. I mean, I barely slid up on it. I'm just like hung on it in a weird way. There you go. And off she goes. Back towards the pipe. Now let me try to get my bait unhung. There we go. That was a freshwater drum if you're unfamiliar with the species. Very fun fish to catch, hard fighters. Not exactly what we're looking for, but I'm taking anything with size willing to bite. Not the way I planned on catching her. Usually if there's one, there's two. Who knows though? And they're jumping. What is up with this spot? That's a fish. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh no, he ate it. I can't tell what the heck is going on right now. Yeah, he ate my bait. It's a little bass, but I am hung on somebody's line out there. Or is this somebody snagged up and I caught their line? I need to get this back. I mean, this is like some borderline possibly get in the water stuff, because I feel bad, man. Because I genuinely care about fish. They're fun to catch and I want to keep catching them, so I want them to live. Chubby little bass. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? If I could get like a big stick maybe. So that dude has a mouthful of bait. He's not looking super lively, man. I might have caught somebody's line that had him caught on it and broke off. Okay, all right, I'm getting him to a possible area where I might be able to get him out of the water. Dude, what is going on today? Just a wacky day out here. Oh, there goes our chance at catching another fish out of here. So I'm gonna get this log out. I'm gonna give this dude some line. It's right here safely. Excellent cover, and I'm sure we're spooking everything in the area, but there's a chance, yeah, that line is hung on this tree. That's a big old tree. Whoa. Okay. Oh, my line wasn't hung on it. It is now. No, we're still hung. So there's another guy's line that was stuck on that. Oh my God, I got him. I got him. Yes. So that's 100% a fish that ate my bait, swam into that log, and got me hung up. We got you out though. I didn't do that to you. I think a bird did. But thanks for biting, buddy. Whew. Wow. We'll get you back. I mean, could this day get any weirder out here? I shouldn't even say that. It's probably could. Let's see if we can get another fish out of here. Well, it's been an adventure, my friends. Day one has been a blast. We caught some fish. We packed on some numbers. We caught a couple nice ones, a couple decent ones. That drum was pretty big. However, I'm about to go stand on this sketchy drain pipe, throw a couple casts, see if I can't catch anything, pull them out of those corner pockets over there. Been an absolute pleasure to fish with this rod. Tomorrow, we're going to a completely different stretch of river, and it's going to be a lot colder, but I think we're going to be able to catch some decent fish. Now, how cool would it be if I could pull a fish from this? Let's see how slippery it is first. It's doable, man. We're gonna throw some in those corner pockets, kind of skirt around this bank. This is pretty much why I picked the 6.6 rod in medium heavy, so I could work in close quarters like this for conditions like this. Fish on, nice one. Oh yes, drain pipe bass, and a good one. Oh. All right, baby, that is what I'm talking about. She's decent. She's decent. What is up? Good looking. I would walk over there and show you all this fish because it's a decent sized one compared to what we have been catching today, but that's quite a walk. Good looking fish. Felt her thump it, and she thumped it hard. I'm gonna let you go right down here and into the pipe, into the pond. Awesome, dude. I love the tube, man. One of my favorite baits to fish. Oh, it's been a couple days. We've had some relief from the rain. We're out here fishing an absolutely gorgeous, very, very muddy creek. We're gonna see what we can do, throwing some baits on the lighter end of this rod's rating today. Let's get some fish on. So we're gonna be working around some very, very slick mud. This area is one of the deeper points in the creek. I think it's gonna be hitting today. We got a heavy, heavy flow, some more stain than usual water, but there's some clarity. It is there. We're gonna be throwing a 1/4 ounce-ish Strike King Bitsy tube. It's a 1/8 ounce tube head jig in there by Eagle Claw. You got the weight of the plastic as well. Should be able to absolutely sling this out here. Yeah, that's gonna be just enough. Fish, oh, nice fish too. Oh my goodness, dude, first cast in here. What is that, man? I hope it didn't foul hook something. Oh, it's a nice bass. Oh my goodness, dude. What a start to the day. A beautiful smallie. He was just pulling me down to the depths. I thought we had a carp on the tube. A gorgeous plump smallie. Just look at her, man. Absolute day maker. Well, there we go, guys. An absolutely gorgeous smallie and our first fish of the day. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I'm gonna get her back in. Let's try to pull something else out of here. So glad I decided to trek down here. I mean, just look at this mud. All right, now how am I gonna get you back in? Super careful. Oh yeah, just look at that, man. Oh, there she goes. Wow. Well, major confidence booster. Beautiful, beautiful smallmouth. We're gonna change out reels. I've just realized this one is lined with 12-pound and we are working lighter baits. This is the one I was working the other day. So I got a pretty good feeling about this spot. Typically the way these creeks work in wintertime is the deeper the water, the better. Some deep, fairly slack water, it's gonna be productive. We're gonna throw some casts out. We also have this kind of spring. I'm not sure exactly where that comes from, but we got some water spilling in here. It does look a bit mucky though. It's a nice bend right here. We also have a bridge up there. If you see that, it gets very, very shallow, very fast moving. So right here where it slacks out, where it really deepens up, I'm thinking we're in for a good time. We're gonna catch something. Fish on. I can't really tell how decent she is, but that's a fish for sure. What do we got? Oh, she's not huge, man. Rock bass. She is huge. I take that back. For a rock bass, this fish is absolutely massive. Second species of the day. Look at that chunky rock bass. And if you notice, she doesn't have very prominent red eyes, which is a common trait amongst these fish. I mean, they call them red eyes. Beautiful, beautiful fish. We'll get her back in. That's good stuff, man. This creek is hot today. Off she goes, man. So we are on our way to spot 2. Pretty much do the same thing every time I get to this creek the way I fish it. I like to start out in those first 2 areas and come down here. Look at that, man. Just look at that rushing. We're gonna try to find where this slacks off and see if we can't get down there and throw a couple casts. All right, so it looks like it's easing up right over here. Now the tricky thing about this creek is it's hard to get down to a lot of these areas if you're not actually in the water. That is just a tree, that's not actual ground, is it? I don't know how I'd get back up from it. Just down here though. Looks like there's a little chunk of land I can get down on. It's probably gonna be really, really slick. I don't know if this is even that great of an idea. Yeah. Is it worth it? Look at these thorns. Because I'm going straight up in there if I get down. Try to ease my way down. Okay. Well, that's taken care of. Well, it almost feels like this creek doesn't want us to win out here. We've been going at it for about 2.5 hours. I'm going back to where we started. That stretch seems a little more active. Haven't caught anything. So we're changing up our methods. We're gonna be throwing a 1/4 ounce weighted paddle tail, covering as much water as possible. In this area we pulled that little rock bass out of, I haven't been able to catch anything, with an exception for the first 2 fish. And I really feel like this is probably my best bet at catching something out here. I'd like to get another one at the very least on. Fish on. Unless that's a leaf. It feels like a fish though. Hard to tell. I think it might be another one of those little rock bass. That's definitely a fish. They're sitting right there in that area. What are ya? Another rock bass. Not the largemouth or smallies we're looking for, but we're catching fish now, and I gotta be thankful for it. I was starting to lose hope out here. See if we can catch another one. Found the rock bass. It's like they're sitting just right there in the middle. There we go. There we go. What are we working with? Another rock bass. It's something, man. It is something. Boy, am I thankful for you. Looks like we found the rock bass out here, munching the old paddle tail. Not quite as big as the other one, but there's that red eye I was talking about. Thanks for biting, buddy. The Handing M1. Now, before we dive into this rod, if you've enjoyed the video so far, drop a like, consider subscribing. It really helps push the channel and I greatly appreciate it. So let's start from the beginning. The rod shipped from the manufacturer very quickly. It also came in a heavy cardboard tube. It was well packaged, it came intact, and you had to appreciate that while ordering a rod online. So the blank is composed from 9 layers of 24-ton carbon. What does that mean? It's a carbon blank. Carbon blanks are known to be durable, they're known to be sensitive, and they also tend to have a faster taper. So all around good stuff there. We do have a graphite reel seat, and this rod comes equipped with Fuji guides. So all around stellar lineup, nothing to complain about there. I'm impressed already. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this rod is very aesthetically pleasing. So you have Handing's insignia right here. You got your specs recorded on the bottom, a beautiful black wrap with some green accents. The nut also has some decorative features and it covers the threads, which is a big deal for me. I've had several rods where these threads are exposed right here, and it's a real pain in the butt when you're setting your rod down over and over again and they start getting mashed up. So the reel sat very, very well right there in that reel seat. No issues whatsoever. Tried a couple different reels and the trigger feels very comfortable in my hand. So the best way I can put this, as we all hold our rods differently, I like to keep mine between my ring finger and my pinky finger. If you can hold a standard casting reel with a standard trigger, it's gonna fit well in your hand. So last but not least, there's a carbon fiber butt piece right here. And this is a feature that I really, really liked about this rod because it's incredibly thought out and really shows the craftsmanship that went into it, and you gotta appreciate it. So the Handing insignia is right there at the bottom. It's pretty clean looking, but this fits so well in my hand. Now let me get it in my right rod throw in hand. I am left-handed, so when I cast like this. So you can see that it kind of like raises up right here and it catches your 2 fingers and your pinky just wraps around on the bottom, and it's very, very comfortable. It's fun to use. I like that a lot about it. So I chose the 6'6" medium heavy fast action version of this rod for myself. It just made sense. I've been working a lot of high water, a lot of close quarters, as you could see in the video, but there was a wide variety out there when I was kind of selecting a rod. Everything from like 2-piece spinning rods, your ultralights, up to your 1-piece casting rods, like your 7-foot plus heavy rods. So good selection out there. Price wise, you're gonna be working anywhere from 70 to 120 bucks. So they are on sale right now. They're 15% off, I believe. So I'm gonna link that in the description if you want to check one out for yourself. But overall, I found great value in the rod. It was a pleasure to use. Very light, very sensitive. It loaded up well. It was well balanced. I was able to absolutely fling baits on it, and yeah, what more could you ask for? It was a real pleasure to use. Now, I do have one correction to make. When I had that spark shad and I said it was about 8 grams, it's just shy of 10. So not always easy to fish and narrate at the same time. I had like 1/8 ounce jig head stuck in my head because that's typically what I fish it on. But we were throwing a 1/4 ounce plus a plastic, excuse me, so it was just shy of 10. However, we threw some lighter baits, we threw some kind of mid-range baits, and we caught some fish. All around great day. Now, it has been officially declared a state of emergency where I live because of flooding, so it's just rough. All my fellow Tennesseans, Kentuckians, whatever you want to call it, I hope you guys are safe. I hope y'all are doing well, and I hope you guys are getting some good fish on, my friends. Typically, I put out one of these videos, or I try to at least every Saturday. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this coming week because we are busting at the seams water-wise. Everything's flooding up, and come Wednesday, yeah, our temps are gonna drop into like the 20s. So I don't know how that's gonna affect the bite. I'll get out there, I'll try to get something on, I'll try to put something together, but who knows. Anyhow, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I hope you guys get some good fish on. Peace.